I believe it will happen one day. One day it's bound to happen. But should it happen now? Shouldn't Tekken 8 adapt to the modern console, to the modern needs of the modern gamer? But are gamers in the FGC world set up for that? Hello everybody, my name is Poke of Wall Street, aka Poke Sauce, because I'm eating poke right now. And my question is, should fighting games move to 120 FPS as the new standard rule? Big issues. Oh no, the world is gonna burn. Human brains and eyes process things in movement. We are terrible at details, insanely bad at recognizing details, but movement, we're really good at that because most of our vision is peripheral and therefore really good at judging movement. 120 FPS is an advantage. You gain double the information, which means you have a faster time processing info, which means you can react faster in the same amount of time. In 1 second, I see twice as much info, meaning that I can react twice as fast, hypothetically, theoretically, in a laboratory experiment. In first-person shooters, we've been playing with high refresh rates for decades. We've been playing with 60 Hz monitors without vertical sync because you could get more info out of an unlocked frame rate playing way above your own, but still locked to that 60 Hz. If you're in a PC game world, you most likely have a high refresh rate monitor. Now, consoles nowadays have adapted to output high FPS. The Xbox series of consoles and the mythical PlayStation 5 can output high refresh rate content. Now, most consumer level TVs don't. They have insane input lag, insane frame lag, they probably aren't even 60 FPS, so it's not the same thing playing on a glorious PC Master Race computer versus some guy on his couch, a few feet away from his TV with input lag out the wazoo, right? It's not the same thing. Now that's an existing hardware limitation. Most venues, most tournament organizers, most like Evo doesn't have 120 FPS setups for fighting games because it's not necessary, because it doesn't exist. There's no need for it. It is a world of a difference. You cannot go back. It sucks to go back to 60 FPS. It's terrible. It is noticeable. It is a downgrade in quality. Is it fair? Is it fair for a game that is so competitive and so fast-paced, like Tekken 8 is going to be? It's marketed as aggressive. Would it be fair for somebody to gain that advantage? I mean, CSGO allows you to do that. I could take advantage of that and clown on little kids on their laptops, which can get 12 frames per second at min settings with a resolution that's super bad. I could do that. That is something the game allows. It's not fair, but that's a hardware issue. That's your issue. That's not mine. I have a good setup. The thing about fighting games is that they're great equalizers. The concept of an arcade, everybody has the same setup. Everybody has the same limitations. Everybody has the same controller. Nowadays, you can have a hitbox. You can have an arcade stick. You can have a pad, a console. You can play with a steering wheel. It's not the same world of arcades and quarters that we had in the past. Everybody has 60 Hz. Every arcade machine can output at that. But should we, as a fighting game community, begin to move forward and start embracing modernity? The new high refresh rate, glorious future. Should we move forward? Even if the transitory period would equate to people considering the game unfair, because it allows you to play at a high FPS, but you can't take advantage of that. I believe it will happen one day. One day it's bound to happen. But should it happen now? If it were only PCs, I would say absolutely. The most amount of people that play fighting games don't do it on a PC. They do it on a console, they do it on a TV, they have it on their living room, they treat it as party games, they treat it as everybody gets together and we play in the same console. We can look at Final Fantasy XIV and say, oh, the graphics are bad because PS3 graphics, because it was built for that engine, it's built for the PS4 and they have to limit. Yeah, but most people play there. That's just how it works. They follow the trend of the mass consumer. The most amount of people play on a console, so they're gonna limit themselves to the specs of the console. But consoles can now output 120 FPS. Shouldn't Tekken 8 adapt to the modern console, to the modern needs of the modern gamer? But are gamers in the FGC world set up for that. FGC people are very reserved and apprehensive to change. Big change, scary and stressful. Because most of the time, bad. That's how it's always been. That's my question to everybody. Should it be an option? Should it be mandatory? Should it be allowed? Should we wait? Should it be an update halfway through the game's life cycle? Should they announce it and push for it and tell people to adapt? Or get left behind? If you want to take your fighting seriously, you're not going to hook it up to a TV with a 100 millisecond delay and you're going to play on Wi-Fi. You're not going to do that. If you're serious, you have a monitor with super low input lag, with super high frame rate, you already have that if you're serious. If you're not, should you be part of the discussion? If you're going to bringing the new Dragon Ball, Street Fighter Z2, Super Revolution, whatever it's going to be called, because I'm sure they're coming up with something. If you're going to treat that like a party game, casually, maybe play it sporadically every now and then, should you be part of the debate of high refresh rate? I want to hear your guys' ideas because I come from a world of first-person shooters and fighting games, and it sucks so much going from high refresh rate gameplay to only 60 FPS. It sucks. It's a worse experience, but I know it's the great equalizer. Should we move that up? Should we go from 60 to 120? It doesn't break the game. It feels better to play. Not everybody has it. Those are the main ideas that have come in my small pug brain. I'm just one guy and I don't represent the entire community. I just represent my own brain. PC guys are gonna mod that in. That's already gonna be a thing. For sure, that's first month of the game, somebody's gonna make a 120 FPS mod. That's just bound to happen. Thank you everybody for watching. Appreciate this rant of a video I made. As always guys, have a great day.